everyone. Welcome to Feedback Friday. It's another episode from Greenville, South Carolina. In this case, sometimes San Francisco, sometimes Chicago, sometimes Tennessee, all over the place. We are happy to be here. Today we are going to review Wave meditation emails. I am pretty interested in meditation. Some of you were there for my meditation at Unspam, our email conference. If you'd like to do some meditations with me, just hit me up at @whale on the Twitters, and we could set up a live meditation for the rest of us doing work all day. Wave is an interesting tool. I was pretty amazed by what they're trying to do. So they've got a tool where they connect a vibrating backrest, seat rest with the audio in their guided meditations. And it is a really interesting sensory experience. Definitely recommend it. I found it super interesting and very fascinating and a really cool tool for some people for meditation. Not everybody is going to be hooked up this way, but I think it's interesting. In this case, I was given a Pillow Wave device and it had arrived, which was a really cool thing. So this is a triggered email that has been sent to me to let me know my Wave is here and here's what to do now. And I think this sort of omni-channel experience is so powerful. Show me how somebody's using the product with this image, then get me into the product. Oh, I need to register it. Cool, I can do that. If you've already registered for a Wave account through your order confirmation email, click the icon below, get the Wave app, showing me how people have it set up, giving me a sense of, okay, here's what's next, and letting me see how people are using the product. I think this is just a really nice follow-up. So this team has obviously thought through, how do we have this omni-channel experience where people have received the product and what do they want to know from an email? So I think they've done a nice job with that. The one piece of feedback, would be like there's a lot of centered content here, and centered text is always going to be pretty difficult to read. So just keep an eye on that as you use it. I think it works okay here because it's mostly pretty short. One of the areas where I think that it's a little awkward is left-aligned icons with centered text. I would probably have set that up with left-aligned text to align with these icons a little better. I think setting up your kit could have been probably a little bit bigger font, like maybe this one here. If it were up to me, I probably would have made this one nice and big and then made these that size up here. I think it stands out a little bit more and creates a little bit more difference. Sometimes when fonts get too close to each other in size, things stop working quite as well. So you want to make sure that the visual hierarchy in your design system is really set up. But overall, I think this is working pretty well and it helps do its job, right? The job of the email here is to move me forward in my Wave experience, and it's doing that. So let's jump into the other Wave email that we've got. This is actually before I receive my device, and this is the opportunity to get into the app and start working on it. So I actually did these backwards. This is the one that, I would have received before, and I love it. Like, it gives me the opportunity to know, hey, I can start my meditation journey off strong. I don't know what 3000 vibes mean. That is a little bit weird to me. So maybe a little bit more information about like what 3000 vibes is and how it earns me something. Like, that's a little confusing. So being able to paint the picture, a lot of folks get this, it's difficult to get this right, but a lot of folks don't do enough explaining about what something is. And by a lot of folks, I probably mean me. But like enough explaining about what will I get from this. So one of the things I've learned is don't ask your customers for more than you're willing to give them. Like if you're asking for an email address, make sure you're giving them something better in return and early. And so this is a little bit weird to me. Like, I want to be a little clearer about what that means first. But nice, clear CTA gets me right in. And then also, here we go. Meditate, earn vibes, unlock swag. So that would have been helpful up here. And I think that connection could have been clearer, right? So in fact, I would have put this imagery up top. Now that said, I'm not meditating for swag. Does the metaphor work? That doesn't feel quite right. I'm meditating for peace. I'm meditating for less anxiety. I'm meditating for better relationships, And so this is cool swag, but I'm not sure that it really fits. Now, that said, maybe they've locked in on or tapped into a different audience than me, which is very possible, right? So maybe this is an audience that is a little bit more into meditating for some different reasons. So it's interesting to see, and I'm curious to see what they've learned. But again, we would go from this email over to the next one after purchasing. I do like that they've used 2 different CTA values here. You can see down here that they used another one, but that they use the same big, bright, clear CTA. Notice that they have very few fonts, and they're making that work. Keep playing that design golf, which is getting your point values down. The number of differences, every single difference you have in a design is a point, right? So this typography, 1 point, this one, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points for the CTA, 5 points. This is 6 points because it's not that. I think it might be the same size as this one, but it's also black, so it's another point, right? And you've just added a lot. Now, I bet they could have gotten away with 2 or 3 points less. Now, is it working? Yes. But we talked about Avocode a few weeks back, and I think that's a good example of one that was really dialed in. Every time you can reduce that friction, you make your email simpler and more effective at getting to the strategy of the email. So hopefully that helps. Always interested in your feedback, though. I'm just one reviewer. What are your reviews? What do you think is working in this email? What do you think is not working? Let me know what you think. I love hearing from everybody. Please leave comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe and let other people know about what we're doing over here. We're excited about joining up with you. I am heading out for a good weekend. Can't wait to rest and relax and try and survive this insane time we're going through. All right. Love you all, email geeks. See you out there.
Looking for more email inspiration? Get access to the world's best emails from the most successful companies. Up your email game by collecting, organizing, and sharing your favorite emails with your team. Sign up for your free Really Good Emails account today.
It's a groovy way of relaxing, opening your senses.